With release of the new mini trailer for the prototype 2023 Type R, today I want to talk about a few things that should go, a few things that should stay, and some things that we're going to see at the Tokyo Auto Salon later this year when the car is at premiere there. So what should go out with this new offering coming in, FK9, or what, we should definitely see a either increase in horsepower or the weight loss still staying the same over from the FK8 to this new platform for the 2023 Honda Civic Type-R. Having already the base model hatch that the Type-R is going to be based on, could already tell that there's already a lighter feel and a lighter chassis, but definitely from the way that the weight is distributed, feeling lighter, feeling planted, even without having the tires, wheels, and performance that the actual Type-R is going to maintain. So keeping that level of lightweight, light on the feet feel from the car is going to be essential if there's not going to be a horsepower increase, which I don't believe even at the Tokyo Auto Salon we're going to be revealed exact numbers for the horsepower, because I do not believe it's going to be a driving prototype or one that is driven at the Tokyo Auto Salon. Build quality needs to go through the roof, as again, having and test driven and owning a base model of what the 2023 is going to be based on, you can see already that there is a way better build quality from the alignment of the panels from the factory, as well as the center console, hard plastics, and other materials used in the cabin of the vehicle that in the Type R tend to shake, pull apart easily, crack against one another because of the fact that it's like these Lincoln log building blocks of hard plastic that went together to make the center columns and the gear shaft column that made up the Type R, that also wasn't exactly the best build quality for it. You'd hear it vibrating at higher speeds, the volume on the radio would be turned up a little bit more, it would start to vibrate. In the 2022 Civic base hatch, there's a lot less of that noise and a lot more adaptation of bigger, more solid pieces for those hard plastics and through the assembly line. I don't know if just the assembly line process has changed, but if that could carry over into the Type R, which is gonna have way more of that road noise, way more of that raw action with everything being vibrating through the cabin, it's gonna be essential. I touched a little bit on noise reduction right there. Huge, not complaint, not problem, but failing in the Type R was that noise, was always hearing every small pebble, sand, the smallest little bead off the side of the road, even just the dusty little road is a fresh wind and there's a little layer of dust in there. You hear everything running up and touching and hitting the paint, and you just felt that. You felt that internally. You felt that my car's just being smacked on the side. Unless you're hitting the track, then little do you care. But definitely in the 2022 base Civic, such a dampening of the sound, such a luxurious dampening of the sound. So if that can stay true into the 2023 Type R in the prototype, maybe we'll hear about it in the Tokyo Auto Salon. Another thing that this should definitely go is artificial exhaust sound. I'm not going to say anything more about it. We all know about what's being pumped into the speakers. It doesn't need to be, because everybody's going to get a track tune exhaust no matter how illegal they end up being in the state of California.
Bing bang!
What should definitely stay, just a couple things. Of course, the huge advantage of the adaptive damper system and power suspension that is in the current Type R, as well as providing that zero torque steer and immediate track ready feel that we all know and love. Seeing a clip already of the vehicle on the Nürburgring and seeing how it tackled tighter corners and uneven landscape, tackling the corner and attacking the corner, and you'll see here is already just giving a little light on the fact that that will stay, that will carry over, even though this is going to be a number one, a slightly longer wheelbase and possibly a slightly heavier car as opposed to the FK8, only because it looks like the build materials and the wide body panels are going to add a little bit more of girth, a little bit more of being widespread over the road. What already looks to be better in this new Type R before going into what's probably the only things that are going to be shown at the Tokyo Auto Salon is, number one, possibly the drag coefficient is going to be smaller in this new vehicle. From this prototype even into the production, we already see in the prototype on the Nürburgring and of this mini trailer that they provided us, this huge difference in the air that's coming in and where it's going out of the vehicle. A huge front vents in the center, a big plastic grille in the front end of the base model of the hatchback. There is actually in this prototype huge mesh grills top and bottom, as opposed to a big glossy black brow across the front that we're used to seeing with the current FK8, which is pretty exciting. It's pretty good to see that they're making more use of effective real vents instead of relying on either gimmicky looking vents, partially functional vents, as well as we finally got a reveal for the actual hood scoop in these images and in this trailer for what it's actually going to look like. But in the original prototype pics that we've seen all the way back in summer of 2021, it looked like there was going to be no functional or even available hood scoop, but that might be due to the fact that maybe we're coming with two trims, which has been rumored that there might be two separate trims to the Type-R this time around, as opposed to just the one Civic Type-R with no other options or, you know, like reduction in quality or sportiness to get it for a little bit cheaper, which in this time in market and climate, I don't believe will make a difference whether it's offered with two trims or one. It'll just make it harder for people to get the one that's really sought after. The design improvement over the non-Type R. Now, my biggest concern, again, having and driving and operating a base model Civic hatch that this will be based off of, is of course the body paneling and everything that looks to be aero on it being aero, the what seems to be more track oriented spoiler, as opposed to the three-piece big wing that we had before that was more for look and for street and for just feeling like it's a really good fun drive, as opposed to already being a little bit more track ready, which this one does look. It looks like you could just slap some better tires on there or some different wheels and some better tires and you are more than ready to go onto the track, which was exactly how we felt about the previous Type-R, whether you like the new design or not. And finally, as for what will be unveiled at the Tokyo Auto Salon, I truly believe that it's not going to be driven. It's just going to be cracked open to look at, what kind of Recaro-like wheels, what kind of Recaro-like seats are we going to have on the inside? Is the steering wheel Alcantara? Is it wireless CarPlay? Does it have heated seats? Which I hope not, because with the Alcantara and the heated, you don't want a sweaty skin on Alcantara, because it's not going to look black for too long. It's going to start looking like some gray or some brown Alcantara, which nobody wants. But other than interior factors, features, and whether or not it will continue to have Honda sensing like the 2021 was, or if they're going to do the same thing and wait till everyone's bought the first and second release, and then the third release only so many people get their desired features, such as Honda sensing, lane keep assist, and all that. But we're probably just going to get the swatch of colors that's going to come in, and then a final production difference brochure. But maybe we might see more. It might be driven. Can't wait to see what we get from the Tokyo Auto Salon, but that's what we're looking forward to, what we're hoping doesn't get carried over into the next one, and how we see some improvement over the previous FK.